Good evening. I'm Nick Abuasali. Thank you for having me here tonight. Enjoyed meeting many of you before the meeting started. One of the candidates mentioned the American Dream. So I have an American Dream story. My family moved to Marion 40 years ago. We were immigrants. My parents had 5 kids and $50. And they came here, worked really hard, put us all through school, never expected anything or expected anything from anyone except for good opportunities for their kids. And all of us went to college, and part of growing up in our household was learning to appreciate the opportunities we've had and that we've been given, and learning to give back. And it was really ingrained in our being, you know, what a wonderful country this country is, and the opportunities that we had to move here and to be able to do whatever we want to do, be whoever we want to be, and achieve our full potential. So that's part of my upbringing, and that's kind of what drives me to be in public service. I have a need to give back and to impact my community, to be part of the decision making that affects the future for generations. And since I went to law school, and after law school I went to Texas, worked for a couple years. I came back in the mid-90s, and since that time I have been involved in one way or another in Marion. I moved back to Marion, and I'm raising my kids there now with my wife, Christiane. And ever since moving back, I have found one way or another to be involved in the community. And I was involved on any committee they would allow me to be part of, where I could offer ideas, volunteer, offer vision. And I always have seen tremendous potential in Marion. And I think sometimes it's been undervalued. And my goal has always been to help Marion just achieve that potential and to see it really thrive. I've been involved on the Planning and Zoning Commission, the Amphitheater Committee, the Brownfields Cleanup Committee. I helped establish the business park on the east end of town that's now just achieving tremendous results. Imaginate Committee. I mean, it just goes on, and I've looked for any way I can to, again, make an impact. A couple years ago, or 2.5 years ago, a city council member moved, so I applied for the position, was appointed to fill the position, then I ran again in the fall and was elected. So I've been on the city council for 2.5 years. It's been a great learning experience. On the council, because of my legal training, you know, I have an ability to be able to see unintended consequences in decisions, to think clearly about things, to be an independent thinker, be objective in looking at issues. And I've been able to drive a lot of important decisions of the council, and I'm proud of that. So I don't know how many people here live in Marion, but we were experiencing really phenomenal growth in Marion. In the past 5 weeks since I've been campaigning and doing a lot of door knocking, I have met, I don't know how many people, but literally hundreds of people who have just moved to Marion. And the city has grown by 1/3 since the year 2000. We're quickly closing in on 40,000 residents. And it just keeps growing. People are moving there, I think, because just the great quality of life there. You know, they love Marion, and I want to see it continue in a positive direction. We need to work on additional economic development, commercial development, because we're currently 80% dependent on homeowners for our tax base. We need to increase our commercial tax base to share more fairly with the homeowners in our tax burden. But the city has done a great job of accommodating the growth I've been a big advocate of the city getting in the driver's seat so that we can direct the growth, work with it in a way that makes sense for us as a city, for the citizens, to improve our quality of life and not impact it in a negative way. And the city has done a really good job of that. And while keeping our tax levy at a low rate, it's $13.58. And our debt service levy is the same as it was 20 years ago. Our tax levy is lower than it was 10 years ago. And at the same time, we're investing in infrastructure, trying to keep up with the growth and the infrastructure needed for the new developments and take care of things that were neglected in the past. We have so much to be proud of in Marion, and that's what I tell people regularly. Many towns, many small towns in Iowa would love to have our problems. We have some issues we have to deal with, but they're problems of growth. They're good issues to have. We need to learn how to talk about them as a community, bring people together, not divide the community over issues, but collaborate, bring people together, try to find common ground and a common vision to move the city forward. So if you do live in Marion, I would really appreciate your support. My brochures are in the back there. If you don't live in Marion, you know somebody who lives in Marion. So my brochures have the website on them. You can go to the website and learn everything you want to know about Nick Abou-Assali and his position on various issues. It's really a good resource, so you can direct people who are still undecided to go to that website, learn all about me, and let's make sure that everybody gets out and votes on the 3rd. Thank you. I have to apologize. I need to leave for a family obligation related to a death in my family, so I'm sorry I have to leave. Thank you.